I'm Khyra Steiner, and you're listening to Elaboratewithk. Elaboratewithk. Hey everyone, welcome back to Elaborate with K. So first of all, I would like to start by saying happy December 1st. I hope that you all had a wonderful great fall season. And I don't know about you, but I personally am looking forward to Christmas coming up. I love Christmas season, Christmas spirit. It's great. I am a fall girly. Just because again my birthday's in the fall. But Christmas season is also a wonderful one. I love the music and the movies. But sorry, this episode is not about Christmas. I wanted to have a little bit of a life lesson little episode with you all. With the holidays coming up, I know just holiday season being here coming up, I know that the holidays are very much a big social period. We're focusing a lot on being with other people, giving things to other people. But I wanted to take a moment and kind of talk about the importance of prioritizing and spending time with yourself and checking in with yourself, making sure that you're good, and to say that having alone time is okay. So let's get started. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this because I know that the holiday season, like I said, is a very, very social time of year. With so many holiday parties, you spend the holidays with your family a lot of time, and it's a lot going on. And specifically for me, like I know the fall to winter season is a lot. We have a lot of birthdays, holidays, parties, events. Like there's so much going on at all times. But I think it's also important to make sure that you are checking in with you and making sure that, you're good. And I think that I want to talk about this specifically as I am, about to enter into the real world and everything. Yeah, I think that, when you go through school, grade school specifically, grade school, elementary school, middle school, high school, all of the things, you are constantly surrounded by people, especially in school, unless you're homeschooled, which I cannot speak to because I was not. I went to physical schools with like groups of people. But when you go through that, you are constantly surrounded by people. You kind of don't get a break besides the weekends. But on weekends, there's games, there's school events, you have homecomings and proms and birthday parties and all of these things to do in addition to homework. And like a kid, you want to hang out and like spend time with your friends and go on trips, go to amusement parks and all this stuff. And I think that as a kid specifically, like I know I loved being with my friends and like hanging out, going to do things, do new things, all that. But as you get older, I think that you start to spend a lot more time by yourself or with yourself, which I've learned, especially in college too, is I love my friends and I see my friends a lot, especially with being on the track team and being part of a club. I am constantly in contact with people, just, with planning, organizing club events and meetings and all of that. And then with having practices every day, 5 to 6 times a week, and then having meets and all of that, where that's like a whole day. I am seeing people a lot, but I've also learned that in college you are spending a good amount of time more with yourself as well, just because everyone's schedule is so different. I don't think any two people have the same exact schedule. So my schedule is going to be very different from my roommate's schedule or, my really good friends. And so where I might have a free time period between like 2 to 4, maybe that's when my friends all are in classes or they're at work and, everyone's doing a lot of different things. You're all doing your own thing. And I think that's something you come to be a lot more comfortable with, especially through college, is just like being your own company. And as a very social person, that was like a crazy thing to think about. I really do like being social, but I think that also with being busy and having things to do and like responsibilities and stuff, it is very nice to kind of be able to be fully on your own time and on your own schedule, and like, getting to relax and do things that you want to do. And the thing that I wanted to say is that I think it is also very, very, very okay to want some alone time and like want time to yourself to kind of decompress, reset, relax, and just not have to think about it, because we all do have social batteries, and some people's run out a lot faster than others. Some people can go for days or weeks and just be a super super extroverted social butterfly, and that's totally fine. And some people need to recharge a little bit and can only be social for some periods of time, and like that's okay as well. um and I think that sometimes it can be looked at in more of a negative way of like, oh, you're so quiet, or like, why aren't you socializing, why aren't you out with people? But I, like I said, I think it's really important to kind of just take time to yourself to reflect. As with this podcast, like obviously it's going out to all of you, but when I'm recording, I'm sitting by myself. Unless I have a guest, I'm sitting here by myself, like talking to a camera, talking into a microphone. And a lot of it is kind of just, it's my inner thoughts are coming out, and I have topics in mind and sometimes notes of like what I want to say, but it is a lot of just like me. And I get this from my dad specifically. I am someone that I can be responsible for things, and I like being responsible for things because I know that I will get them done. I would like to say I'm a very independent, driven, like self-determined person, where if I need something to get done, like I know that I can get it done. And I'm determined to make it happen. And, I will do everything in my power to do what I can. And same thing with, just like school, my routine and everything. Like I have my routine, and there are definitely times when, I stray away and I'll go and hang out with my friends, or I'll go to a dinner that I wasn't planning and stuff like that. And I do think it's important to catch up. And I love catching up with my friends and seeing people that I haven't seen in a while, and like catching up and being like, oh, how have you been? Especially with, being at college and having a lot of my friends all across the country now, and people that I used to see every single day. Like I see them maybe once or twice a year now, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, I don't know. I think like, you get older and your schedule changes and your priorities shift, and it's no longer like going to every single person's birthday party every week, or making sure that you're going to every football game. Sometimes your priority needs to be like, okay, I need a rest day, I need to get work done at home. And sometimes you are going to be most productive by yourself, no distractions, especially if you're very self-motivated. And sometimes you just need a break. Life is busy and it's a lot. And, with all of our technology, social media, the news, everything, like there's constantly stuff going on, this information and things being thrown at us at all times. And I think it's important to kind of just sometimes take a little break, take a little step, and kind of just relax, decompress, and rejuvenate yourself. And I think just as important as it is to invest your time into careers or your passions and hobbies and things that are important to you, one of the most important things, not one of the most important thing in your life is going to be you. And it's so, so, so important to invest time and energy into yourself. So whether that is like taking yourself on a little shopping spree every once in a while, a little solo trip where you can, take your time and spend as much time in the store as you want. You're not waiting on, or no one's waiting on you. No one's trying to pull you out, trying to go. Doing that, or having a little self-care day, when you're just at home doing your nails, your hair, taking a bath, watching your favorite movies, whether it's cooking some food, listening to music, having a dance party, taking a drive, a scenic drive, a hike, a walk. Obviously be safe in whatever it is that you're doing, but I do think that it's important to invest time and energy back into yourself. And it's okay if you if that feels like a necessity, if you need to take a break from being social, or you need to cancel a plan, or, just say no to an offer or a plan to kind of reassess, rejuvenate, that's more than okay. And I think that, sometimes we get so caught up in feeling like you need to do something or you need to participate in whatever it is. But at the end of the day, like, what's important is that you feel good enough, and you're not going to be able to give your 100% at work or at an event or at something, at anything, honestly, if you don't take that time to kind of reevaluate and reassess. And I think that it is important to kind of just, have some time to check in with yourself and make sure that you're good, see what you need, take that time to really just relax. But going based off of that, I think that I'm going to spend a little bit of time with the rest of the episode kind of reflecting. So, again, happy December 1st. It has officially been 3 months since I started the podcast, or since the first episode of the podcast launched. It's wild. Yeah, I wanted to reflect a little bit. Honestly, I think that, this has been such a great experience for me. This is not a breakup speech. Like, I'm going to be continuing. But I just wanted to reflect on the past 3 months. It's a quarter of a year. Just crazy, went by really fast. But no, it's been a great experience for me. I think I started this podcast because it was something that I wish I would have had growing up, and especially when I first started finding podcasts and listening to them. Like, I wish that I would have been one that I could relate to and just hear a little bit of like more experiences and kind of connect to someone that looked like me and had those similar shared experiences. But I hope, this is that for some of you at least. But yeah, it's been really fun to kind of just talk out my thoughts, and things. It's weird to think that, like, me sitting in this chair with like the mic and the camera is gonna be reaching people, and reaching people that I probably don't even know. So hi, thank you so much for listening. But it's just nice knowing that, there are people out there that are listening. Hopefully that this is helping, that you're connecting. My whole thing with this podcast, with the work that I want to go into after school, with film, with everything, is truly just representation, and storytelling. I think that it is so important to be able to see yourself reflected in, honestly, in all industries. And so specifically, like, yes, I want to go into film and writing films, and I always try to have Black main characters, or big, like, important Black characters in my scripts, just because I believe that, that's something that we truly don't see enough of. I know I didn't growing up, so I want to, change that for future generations, and even my own generation and generations above me that can still enjoy the things that I'm writing and making. But I think representation is important, not only on screen, but, even just in music, hearing people that share similar experiences, podcasts, again, hearing people with similar experiences, people that look like you, people that can tell stories and talk about things that you've experienced, but you might not have other people to talk about them with, or you feel like you can only think about them, talk about them. It's only accepted in certain spaces or situations. And so I want to be your weekly FaceTime call with a friend, family, just to kind of connect and relate. But yeah, like I said, this has been an amazing first 3 months. I'm so happy with all of the positive support and everything. And it's crazy, but I'm super, super, super excited to continue going. And I'm excited to see what the next 3 months or 6 months or years have in store for us. So thank you for watching this episode. I hope that you stick around and continue, because there's going to be a lot more fun stuff coming. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye. And yeah, talk to you next Sunday. Elaborate with Khyra.